notice that on your super statement, there's a part that mentions your death nomination. And you might be thinking, well, why is that important and what does it even mean? Well, your super doesn't necessarily form part of your will. In fact, it's up to your trustee to determine who your super is meant to go to. Now, that's okay if you're in a self-managed super fund and your trustee knows that. But if you're in a platform super or an industry super, the trustee doesn't know you or have any idea of what you would want to have happen to your super if you pass away, unless, that is, you have a death nomination. So this tells the trustee who you want to have your super paid to if something happens to you. There's a few types that you might come across. There's two types of binding nominations, a lapsing and a non-lapsing. A lapsing nomination has to be done every 3 years to stay valid. This is usually the default type of binding nomination unless you make a choice to have it a non-lapsing nomination. If you allow it to lapse, it becomes non-binding, and then the trustee can pay your super to anyone who's a dependent or to your estate. And then it's important to know that a dependent is a spouse, de facto, child, your spouse's child of any age, any person who is in an interdependent relationship with you, which means someone you have a close personal relationship with, who you live with, and who supports you either financially or with domestic support or personal care, or any other person who the trustee thinks are or were in any way financially dependent on you at the time of death. The non-lapsing is, well, just that. It stays in place unless you amend or cancel it. So your job for today is pull out your super statement, check that you have a binding death nomination, check if it's lapsing or non-lapsing, and if you don't have one in place at the moment, then make sure you get in touch with your super fund to get one in place as soon as possible.